and Tangela too, and our host, Vincent Van Dahl. And he brings it to ya! Creature features, and all creatures, and all creatures. And the creature gonna get you tonight. You better not turn out your bedroom light. He'll grab your head and give it such a bite. You may even die, just from a fright. You ain't nothing gonna be, baby. You ain't nothing gonna be alright. 'Cause the creature gonna get you, baby. Gonna get you tonight.
Hey, really enjoying the movies you've shown lately. Wow, what an improvement in the selection of films. I hadn't seen that one before. I'm so glad you've begun showing some decent movies for a change. And on and on and on. Well, our lovely friends at home, I can say with some authority that we shall not receive any letters like this about tonight's show. And I should say that I'm rather expecting quite the opposite. Welcome to Creature Features. I'm your host, Vincent. The lovely little flibbity gibbet over on the rightmost sector of your television device is the delightfully adorable Rika of Havoc, my rascalish housemate, Miss Tangela. And the sullen-looking bloke over to this side, who spends his best days in a state of grumpishness, would be my cantankerous valet, Mr. Livingston. Tonight, we had a wonderfully impressive guest in store for you, but unfortunately he was unable to attend.
Because he died.
I had no intention of mentioning that.
I know. Cantankerous indeed.
So our scheduled guest has gone to meet his maker. He has checked out of here and has checked in elsewhere. These type of events do sometimes occur now and again. However, as unfortunate as this was for the poor bloke and his engrieved family, I do take some comfort in knowing that it did not happen on the grounds of this estate. It was not caused by Tangela's misconduct, and that I will not, yet again, be compelled to appear before a grand jury to offer testimony under oath. Perhaps it wasn't your fault last time. However, mining the walkway near the guest parking space does infer a slight degree of culpability on your part, love. Onward. As I inferred prior, our featured film tonight is somewhat rather second-rate, perhaps even third-rate. Put another way, the writer was obviously smitten with the act of penning dialogue, and therefore there's quite a bit of it in this film with not so much action. Tonight, we shall serve to you a film entitled The Alpha Incident from 1978. You might like it, however, I fear that you will not. I tried enduring 10 minutes of it in preview and found myself yawning uncontrollably afterwards. Which is a good deal ironic since the premise of this film is that a disease from Mars will kill you if you fall asleep.
Your audience is already falling asleep from your long-winded diatribe.
Says the man whose most grand excitement imaginable would be driving a Tesla Model S on the Autobahn slowly whilst donning a pair of new socks and listening to Karl-Heinz Stockhausen's Helicopter Quartet. But enough about you. As for you, my friends, don't go away, because it shall be another night of alien virus fright right here on Creature Features. Stay tuned.
Portions of Creature Features are brought to you by the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. Explore the mystery at winchestermysteryhouse.com.
welcome to Creature Features. You know, I need to hire somebody who could do a spooky voice and say that, so I don't have to say it, and I'll just come to me and I'll say, good evening, in my regular voice.
A spooky voice?
That's not a spooky voice. It's a good voice, but it's not a spooky voice. Anyways, welcome to the show. It is another week of horror films. We've got an interesting one for you tonight. I don't know if I'd call it a horror film or a sci-fi film or something like that. But no guest tonight. Unfortunate incident. I'm going to take care of that, right?
I sent the family flowers.
That's interesting. Well, you know, I mean, he was somewhat rather old.
He was 33.
Right, never mind. But I've got Tangela as a guest tonight. We're going to have Andrew up later, and Mr. Livingston will sit in for a spell and talk about the film. Tell us what he likes about the film.
If you insist.
Oh, no, I absolutely insist. And we're going to have fun with you, so I think we should start the film, right? How are you doing, love? You good? You've got your big skull tonight. Why? Yeah. I like when she has the styrofoam Halloween ones instead of the real rotting fleshy ones, don't you?
Indeed.
Yeah, it is somewhat rather interesting. All right, anyways, we'll be back in a moment after the first segment of the film, and then we're going to do some letters later, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, we'll do some letters. So off we go. After the film, The Alpha Incident, 1978. Stick around. It's weird, but it's watchable.
This doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's what I just told you. Increase the magnification to 1,000 and watch it.
Could it be reacting to the dye compound?
No chance, objected.
Let me see a different one. Same magnification. The report we got doesn't mention this. I've never seen anything like this before.
Well, that's a reasonable remark.
Cut the crap, Jim. Who got final clearance on this stage of the project?
You, me, and Fielder.
Does he know?
Oh, yeah.
Where is he?
He's getting the animals ready.
I wish I knew what the hell this was.
Come on, ease up, will you, Frank? Splashdown was only yesterday afternoon. First team finished this report, 3 hours ago? They flew it here as fast as they could. Well, it's all in the final report.
Here, can you help me here?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jim. I'm just a little edgy. It's a long flight, and frankly, I wasn't prepared for what I saw.
Yeah, who was?
How much more of this substance do we have?
Well, there was more, but after the first report was in, orders were issued to ship most of it to Colorado for underground storage.
Near Denver? Are they nuts?
Look, we can't control what they do with it. We can only suggest. Orders come from the top.
How did they package it?
Oh, all necessary precautions were taken. Neutralized emulsion, colloidal suspension.
Conteam 4, please report.
I just hope the altitude doesn't throw the suspension into a crystalloid state.
It won't. It's not going by plane.
Oh? How's it going? By Pony Express?
Going by rail, unmarked. It's the obvious to consider in this, too, you know.
What's that?
Publicity. You've been following the news reports on our wonder child?
There's been nothing in the media after the preliminary Viking probe.
Exactly. The lid's so tight on this field, there's rats that suffocate. Well, that's the reason for the Denver move, I'm sure. First team already figured out some of the basic properties of this stuff.
I don't like the implication of the Denver move. It smells of biological warfare.
All personnel. Bioresearch now has level 5 priority. Repeat.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Bioresearch is
Now, let's
at level
face it.
5
We're not here to make policy, even if we'd like to. It's on Earth now. We've got no choice but to deal with it. And I sure as hell not going to send it back to Mars.
Second unit. Tissue diagnostics now is proposed.
Who went with it? Ted Sorensen. He was part of the first team.
One man.
Yeah, well, see, they don't want to let anybody get the idea that there's anything important on board that train. I mean, nobody even knows we brought the stuff back.
Oh, I see. For reasons of national security, they're sending it to Colorado by way of Alaska.
That's close. They decided to use the northern freight rails as much as possible.
Yeah, it's still there, Mrs. Sorensen?
Yeah, it is.
That's good. I sure wouldn't want nothing to happen to it. Wouldn't look good for the railroad to lose none of its cargo.
No, it wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't look good at all. I can see the headlines right now. A low-flying pigeon swoops down and shits all over the railroad cargo.
That wouldn't look good at all, Hank. You're absolutely right.
Wouldn't look good at all. I say, Mr. Sorensen. Now, maybe it ain't none of my business, but I tell you, I worked for this railroad for 17 years, and I ain't never seen nothing like this before.
Like what, Hank?
Hey, you know. Mr. Sorensen, now, I ain't got no sure way of knowing that you ain't a real conductor, but I'm telling you, sir, I'm pretty sure you ain't. You see, sir, I just seen too many conductors in my day, and a real conductor don't go around checking the cargo all the time like you do. No, sir. See, a real conductor, he knows the cargo ain't going nowhere except where train's going.
Well, they asked for a periodic check on this cargo back here. That's why the car is last. It's an important shipment.
Mr. Sorensen, what's in that car anyway? Now, I don't want you to go telling me it's a baby you're feeding 3 times a day. They wouldn't ship a baby that way anyhow, ain't you me?
That's right.
I know what it is. It's money. They're shipping the carload of money to be burned. They do that sometimes. Yeah, that's what they're doing.
That's right, Hank. It's money. That's exactly what it is. And I'll tell you something else, Hank. This perpetual motion's getting to me. I'm going to get some sleep. I'm tired.
Yes, sir. I told you you wasn't no real conductor, and you just proved it.
Prove what?
You never hear no real conductor use no words like that.
Words like what, tired? What, is there some special railroad lingo for tired?
Yeah, I'm talking about that word perpetual motion.
Thanks. I'll remember that.
Mr. Sorensen, be careful you don't roll over on that loaded gun you're carrying. I seen it. Yeah, you see, sir, that's how come I started figuring you wasn't a real conductor. Real conductor ain't allowed to carry no loaded weapon.
That's right, Hank. Don't worry, I'm not gonna shoot you unless you don't shut up.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It better not be no explosives or nothing like that. There's a law against having explosives in a car if you don't mark them danger. You gotta do that so the employee knows what it is.
That's right, Hank. And it's not explosives either.
Dang it, I'm sorry, Mr. Sorensen. Just that I ain't never been no good about secrets. Oh, no, not keeping them. No, I keep them good. It's when other people's keeping them, I just, well, it gets to me, and, you know.
Hank, I told you. I don't know what's in those boxes back there.
Boxes? How many boxes?
10. There's 10 boxes back there, Hank.
10 boxes.
This brief moment of tranquility has been brought to you by Nightscape. Relax and sleep better every single night with this and other videos from our free YouTube channel. Learn more by visiting nightscape.co today.
Where is my co-host guest, Tangela?
She had something important to take care of.
Like what? Oh, never mind. Welcome back to the show. We are watching the Alpha incident from 1978. So, Livingston, if you had come into possession of a alien organism virus, would you ship it on a train with a drunk?
I think that'd be rather risky.
No, it'd be very, very risky. And, you know, this whole thing with, you know, trains. I mean, trains are always crashing, right?
Not always, but they have a tendency. Careful.
There's no blood. She must have used the back. He'll be okay. In any case, interesting movie. Any interesting facts about this film, 1978? This came out a year after Star Wars, so nobody probably saw it in the cinema, right?
I don't know if it was in the cinema.
In 1978, people were still going mad about Star Wars. They were standing in lines a whole year later. No, I'm serious. I mean, I didn't know what it was about that film.
A year?
A year. There were people standing in line a year after, right? Yeah. No, Tom knows. He's an expert on these things.
Different people.
You know, he has the actual helmet of Darth Vader in his possession.
The actual helmet?
The actual helmet. Worn by the actual Darth Vader, not this David Prowse bloke. The actual Darth Vader. I know this is a fact. Anyways, we're going to get back to this film in a moment, but is that like... That's not an Easter rabbit. She's had this one for quite some time now, right?
Yes, that's the one with the teeth.
You know, she was quite interesting on Easter. She was actually quite well behaved. She colored eggs. She did not put any explosive triggering devices inside of any of them this year, right?
Not that we know of.
No, and she did not crash the children's Easter egg hunt. She did that more than one year where she'd steal all the eggs. The poor little children would come, they'd find nothing. Right?
Made a few of them cry.
Yeah, right, quite a few of them cry. Anyways, maybe Easter next year we'll have her do something more special if she can behave herself again. Let's get back to the film, Alpha Incident. You like this film, right?
I'm still of two minds.
Two minds. But one singular mind is he doesn't like doing this at all, so it really doesn't matter anyways. We'll see you on the other side of the break. Stick around and we're going to do some mail, right?
Indeed.
All right, off we go. Bye.
rats? Any sign of anything?
Nothing. You know, the expression's becoming a little overused lately, but none of this makes any sense.
We know we're dealing with a disease organism. All the characteristics are there. It has some of the qualities of an enzyme and some of a virus. Yet the rate of destruction is too fast.
Fast? That's an understatement.
And we know it's spread by contact contamination. How did those airborne experiments turn out?
Doesn't travel in the air, and it's not carried through the bloodstream.
That's the part that bothers me.
Those rats bother me. Damn, they're wide awake, having a great time. No loss of motor coordination, no disorientation.
You know, Jim, we just may have come up with a perfect pesticide. Mother's little helper and God's gift to the farmer.
Yeah, now who's into the crap?
$10 is my Aunt Fanny's pig.
I didn't mean to break it. I just wanted to see what it was.
Morning, Charlie. Hey, Evan. Never fails. He can't wait till I get here. Oh, Charlie, the train coming in this morning at 9:25. Split up here. Part of it'll stay here waiting for another engine to pick it up. Oh, yeah. Just brewed a fresh pot.
thanks for waking me up.
Sorry, Mr. Sorensen. I just plain forgot, that's all.
Well, look, Hank, we're going to be in Moose Point in 20 minutes. We're supposed to meet another engine, so get us uncoupled as quick as you can, okay?
Sure will, Mr. Sorensen. I sure will. Oh, say, Mr. Sorensen, about what's in that boxcar.
Oh, Hank.
No, sir. What I was going to tell you is I just ain't going to ask you no more questions about it. There's no more talk.
What do I owe that pleasure to, Hank?
Well, I'll tell you, sir, while you was sleeping there last night, I got to thinking, and, well, yeah, I'll tell you, sir. The way I figure it is, you already told me too much about them 10 boxes, and I wouldn't want to see you get in trouble with the railroad, so I think from now on, maybe you better just make up your mind, be just like me, and keep your mouth shut. So, say, we're gonna run into some good-looking country up here. Yeah, some good-looking people. Used to be some good-looking ladies there, you know, when I was younger. I was quite a youngster then. I remember this is one old gal.
Dr. Rogers come in yet?
Yes, sir. He came in about an hour ago.
Mr. Mason, enzyme replacement immediately.
I want to check on waltzing Matilda. Last night she and I developed this, let's say this fine attachment for one another.
If she had any sense, she'd be fast asleep by now.
All right. I wonder if she ever ran those mazes. You know, I always fall for the intellectual type. What the hell happened here?
Portions of this program are brought to you by Micromat, making products that keep your Macintosh running at its best.
I dream of Jeannie with the light brown hair. What?
Nothing.
He sings all the time, and he gives me that face when I sing. Now, I know I mostly play guitar, but I can sing sometimes, especially old show tunes. Can I not? They like it when I sing.
Old show tunes?
That was an old show tune, was it not? I Dream of Jeannie, some show. I Dream of Jeannie was a show. It was a program on television. He's so mean to me. I don't know how I put up with him. Give me some mail, old man.
This is from Zeno's Curious Goods in Eureka.
Zeno is the way I would pronounce that. It's
Nice.
got a picture of a dog. What kind of, is that a border collie?
Border Collie.
Looks like a border collie, right? And they're in Eureka. Nice. All right. Zeno loves creature features, as he should. He was wondering if you could play the 1972 vampire classic Death Master, starring Robert Count Yorga Quarry. Thanks for all the fun and laughs. Thank you, Zeno, and we'll look into that movie. Who's Count Yorga? You know Count Yorga, right? Yeah? Famous guy. All right, we're going to look into that. All right, next up, Mr. Livingston.
Fairfield, California.
Where?
Robert Luty.
Robert Luty. We've heard from Robert before. Fairfield, Pennsylvania.
Ah.
California. You know, there's a Fairfield in every state in the Union.
Almost.
But I'm pretty sure this is Pennsylvania. 17320. Right. He paid $5 American to ship this to us. You know, you don't have to send things to us first class, because we don't have first class mail pickup at the P.O. box. It's like third class, 4 days. Ooh, a CD, music, a letter. Let's see what this bloke has to say. Oh, it's even got an additional gift. All right, he goes, greetings, Creature Features. Want to say thank you, Vincent. I enjoy how you interact with your guests. You have an easygoing manner. You draw out interesting facts about the movies and provide information about your guests and what they do for a living. All I can say is, Vincent, you have a great repertoire with your guests. Also, Mr. Livingston and Tangela make it fun to watch this genre of movies again. Now, I think she does. Him, I don't know so much. He's just, he's so negative sometimes. I mean, not about life in general, but about the films that we show. Yeah, he'd rather watch Swedish ogling movies where people go up and ogle on the hills. That's what it's called, right? Ogling?
Yodeling.
Yodeling! That's what I meant. They go up and yodel. He likes those types of films.
That's in Switzerland.
Switzerland. Well, they probably do it in Germany as well.
They do, actually.
They wear the same kinds of pants. Also, the music used at the introduction of the show is fantastic. Whoever synchronized the video clips of movies to the music did a fantastic job. Hats off to whomever was in the editing room. Also, the music throughout the show is cool. I hope you all have a long run with the show. I believe you're going on 5 years now. Now, this is our 6th year, right?
I believe
this is our 6th year, so we're going on 7. Yeah, this is the point where we get cancelled, right? 7 years? Yeah, 7 years is like a good time to get cancelled because it's more than 6 and less than 8. I don't know. Don't look at me like that. Anyways, keep up the great work at Creature Features. A check is enclosed to help Mr. Livingston take dance lessons. He dances like Lurch from the Addams Family. Tangela has rhythm and dances just fine. Last but not least, it was great seeing the Grim Life Collective on your show again. I enjoy their travels and information that Michael hands out to the audience. So take care and have a happy Easter, everyone. We're a little late, sorry reading this, but yours in horror and sci-fi and music realm, Robert Luty, and he gave us a wonderful check for $100 American. That's rather kind of him. No, well, you know what I think? Maybe he's independently wealthy, and this represents like what would be a cup of coffee to you or I. It's possible. You never know. We can have some very rich people out there who could send us like thousands of dollars, and it's nothing to them, right?
Very well.
Anyways, thank you so much, Robert, and we will talk to you soon. And I'm going to give this a listen tonight, right?
Indeed.
It's got to be something good.
I'm
what
sure
else you got,
is.
Mr. Livingston?
We have a
I
packet
recognize those envelopes.
from Creep in New Jersey.
Creep in New Jersey. Those of you who watch on the regular recognize these. Creep is all, I think he's like our official artist now, right?
It would
He's got some
appear.
good stuff. All right. Oh, this is going to be a good one. I think you're going to like this, Tangela. Let's read the note first, if I can get it out. Oh, no, it's attached to the image. So he draws these things. I really don't know why. I think he enjoys it, though, right? I assume.
Seems
must.
to be creative.
Well, of course he's creative. I mean, he draws. What else could he be? Not creative? Something like that. Anyways, he goes, the creep at Jersey Shore says, Dear Vincent Livingston and Tangela, I'm glad to see that Mr. Livingston received his portrait. However, I wasn't sure of his approval since he is one to keep his emotions in check, unlike dear Tangela. Now, he liked it. Right? You liked it?
Indeed, I did.
No, you made him handsome. That's all you're worried about, is being made unhandsome. And you did a good job on that. Please find the sketch of Tangela with my preparations for the summer and inability to decide on what image of Tangela I like most to do. I did this quick piece. Thankfully, the spring is starting out on the cool side, and the Leeds child will get a late start of his prowling, and I can get extra foraging time in. I hope my next correspondence will contain a more pleasing piece of work worthy of an appearance on your program. I do like the splash of color you've added, Vincent. Is this Tangela's influence or Mr. Livingston's? What color? Like, what's he talking about?
I'm not sure.
I was wearing purple pants, right? Pantaloons. No, I wear those sometimes, but they're too loud. No, I wear those to the mall. Those are my mall pants. It's true, I'm off to trade with Mero. Be safe, your friend, Creep by the Shore. And let's take a look at what he said. Oh, this is wonderful. Look at this. Look. Look at this. Look at this. We're going to put a big one up. And it's another octopi shot of Tangela hugging an octopus. I love it. Absolutely wonderful. Got to hang that one up on your wall, love. Is that it?
That would be it.
That is it for mail. If you'd like to send us mail of your own by email, send it to the email address you see over here. Or if you'd like to send us a wonderful sketch in the mail, like our friend Creep, send it to the postage address you see right here. We'll be right back soon, but first let's get back to the Alpha incident.
Charlie.
Morning.
I'm sorry I'm late. I didn't even get a chance to have breakfast.
Oh, how about a donut? The coffee's fresh.
Oh, sounds good. You got those reports ready for me, Charlie?
Oh, yeah, I got them all ready.
Thanks. Oh, good. Not too many this week. Oh, before I forget, Charlie, I'm leaving at noon today. I've already cleared it with the main office. Don't worry, though. I'll get the books in order first.
Well, good morning, you two. How's every little thing this morning? Jenny?
Well, if it isn't the Beau Brummel of the rail set. I'm just fine, Jack. And how are you? Or need I ask?
Ah, Jenny. Sweet Jenny. Fridays would be so dull without you around here. No insult intended, Charlie.
Didn't figure that.
I can see my wit and charm don't carry much weight with Charlie here.
With Charlie.
You're trying to tell me something, my pet. I can tell.
Okay, look, let's change the subject, Jack. What brings you here so early? I don't usually get to see your bright, shining face until afternoon. I would have missed you today. I'm leaving at noon.
Well, you're trying to tell me something else.
Sorry I mentioned it.
Well, to answer your question, you did want an answer, didn't you? There's a train coming in any minute. It's going to be split up here. They asked me to check the rails, make sure there weren't any hang-ups. Something a little peculiar there. Another engine's coming in at 9:45 to pick up one boxcar and a caboose.
Where's it going?
I know. I just checked the switch 10 miles up the track. Looks like they're forking up into North Dakota. Regular load always goes south. Ain't that right, Charlie? Hey, you know what it's carrying, Charlie?
Nope.
Well, I'll be back in a little while for some coffee. Business before pleasure.
Take your time, Jack.
Good to see you, Hank.
How you been, Jack?
Fine, Hank. How about you?
Hey, the deputy sheriff down there in King County says this lady ain't been the same since you left town.
I'll see you later.
Well, Hank, I haven't seen you in a long time. How have you been?
Fine, Miss Jenny, just fine. Hey, Charlie, how you doing? Same old Charlie. Just can't teach an old dog new tricks there, can you, Charlie?
Hank, what did you do to your hand?
Oh, cut it on a piece of glass. Charlie, you got a Band-Aid around here?
Yeah, right here.
Here, let me fix it for you.
Oh, that'd be awful nice of you, Miss Jenny.
Oh, sure. Just put a band-aid right on that.
Well, I don't think it's too bad.
What happened to you? You're on solid ground for 5 minutes and you're hurt already?
Oh, it ain't much.
What happened to you, Hank?
He just cut himself on a piece of glass. It's not serious.
It ain't nothing, Mr. Sorensen, honest. Mr. Sorensen, I'd like to have you meet these nice people here. This is,
I'll be right back.
It's his problem.
Why are you so concerned about what other people are doing? God, you're as bad as everybody else around here.
What's he doing out there?
He's opening the boxcar. What does it look like?
Oh, thanks, Jen, for that bit of information. It's a razor blade you got there, Charlie.
Where's the phone?
Operator, let me have area code 417, operator 5, please. Thank you. Operator, gamma code 37984. Alpha 795. Red code 59. Location 3085. Time code 734. Okay.
How many people are there? Did they have contact? Well, you know what to do. We'll seal off the area. No, don't expect the engine. It'll be canceled. And remember, you've got a gun. Use it if you have to. We've got too much at stake. You answer the phone. We'll make arrangements for incoming calls only.
Okay, thank you.
Whose Oldsmobile is that outside?
Mine.
May I have the key to it, please?
What do you want his key for?
May I have the key, please?
Hey, hang on to that key, Charlie. Look, I don't know who you are, but I do know this. No stranger comes in here, makes a call that sounds like a direct dial to Mars, and then asks for and expects to get Charlie's car key. What's going on?
All right, we'll do it your way. My name's Ted Sorensen. I'm a biochemist. We've got a problem here.
I may have your key, please?
Hang on to that damn key, Charlie, until this guy starts making some sense. What's a biochemist doing in Moose Point?
Mister?
Tiller. Jack Tiller.
All right, Mr. Tiller, we've got a problem.
You damn straight we do. I want some answers.
Jack. He's got a gun.
That's so.
That's so. And I know how to use it. I'd rather not. I'd like that key now.
All right, now maybe you'll tell us what's happened.
Fair enough. Gonna have to know anyway. Cargo in that boxcar out there.
Wait a minute. I know what's in that boxcar out there. They're just a bunch of little bottles of medicine. Ain't nobody gonna die just 'cause I broke 2 or 3 little tiny bottles. Are they, Mr. Sorensen?
I hope not, Hank.
What kind of medicine is this?
It's a shipment of a relatively unknown, potentially dangerous substance.
I don't understand.
unfortunately, there's not much to understand at this moment, except that we've all been, let's call it, quarantined.
Quarantine? That means that we're all sick. Nobody can come near us or else they're gonna get it too. Don't it?
That's a good enough explanation for now. Let's say that precautions have to be taken because of the nature of the substance.
Well, how long do we have to stay here?
I don't know that yet.
It sounds like a lot of double talk to me. I got work to do. I'm getting out of here.
Jack, take it easy.
What the lady says makes a lot of sense. There's no need to go into a state of panic over this. Let's just stay calm and take this one step at a time. Now, first of all, it's important that nobody touch anybody until we establish what's already happened here. Who bandaged Hank's hand?
I did. Why? What does it do?
Just stay calm.
Stay calm. What do you mean, stay calm? You come in here, scare us half to death, and then tell us to stay calm. What are we supposed to do, forget it?
It's not going to do any good to get nervous. What's your name?
Jenny. Jennifer Moore.
You work here?
No, I just happened to be in the neighborhood and thought I'd drop by.
Relax. We're all in this together.
Yes, I work here. I come in on Fridays to do the books.
What about you?
What about me?
I'll get there. Hello? Oh, he's busy right now. Can I take a message for him? Okay. All right, fine. I'll tell him. Thank you. That was a notification that the engine coming to pick us up has been rerouted. All right, did you have any contact with Hank today?
Yeah, we shook hands when he came in.
What about you? What's your name?
Charles Weigel.
Do you have any contact with Hank today?
No.
Yeah, you did, Charlie. I rumpled up your hair when I come in. I always liked to kiddo Charlie. You know, we go back such a long way.
Okay, look, everybody just sit tight. I've got to make a phone call. Well, operator, we have area code 417. Operator 5, please.
It's a bunch of shit.
Operator, this is Gamma code 37984, Alpha 795.
Don't be a fool, Teller. I don't want to use this.
You ain't got the guts.
This portion of Creature Features is brought to you by CreatureFeatureStore.com, the official merchandiser of Creature Feature accessories.
I thought she cracked you on the head.
No, she got me in the knee.
Oh, she pulled a Tonya Harding on you. That's nice. You know why? Because you can survive without a knee, but you cannot survive without a head.
True.
Right? It's true, right?
You need a knee.
Well, he doesn't. He can use, that little skateboard thing he uses to go into the cars when he operates on the engines and things, right? He could get around with it. I don't know. Welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us, we are watching The Alpha Incident from 1978. Interesting film about people quarantined in a train station, of all places. You know, I wish we had more trains around here, but we have no trains that come to Bodega Bay. No, we've got, what do we've got? We've got the Tides restaurant, and we've got the smallest Home Depot in the world, and then we've also got a Walmart we've got a Walmart, and then we've also got a gas station, petrol. You can buy petrol here.
2.
And then there's a taffy place, a taffy distribution center where one can buy saltwater taffy. But no, we don't have that other stuff.
Kites.
And what?
There's that kite shop.
There is a kite shop. Right, now you can buy kites, and they're lovely kites. You should go check it out.
Rather interesting kites.
It is. So, I want to talk about some facts I found today. We have a Facebook page. You guys know we have a Facebook page. And there's a way to look at statistics, and somebody presented me with these statistics. I find them fascinating because it shows what kind of people watch our show. So, for instance, all demographic is 73% men, 26% women. You know why? Because not enough women find Mr. Livingston attractive. No, I think only 26% of the women find him attractive, and they find the rest of us ghastly, right, Andrew? No, that's what I would say. But yeah, look at this age makeup here. 18 to 24 represent 16% of our viewers, right? And then from 25 to 34 is another 16% of our viewers. 35 to 44 is only 7% of our viewers. And then from 45 to 54, it goes up to 14%. And from 55 to 64, it is 15%. And then people 65 and over, only 5%. And, I think they're the smart ones because they're not watching our show, right? Just 5%.
They're very clever people.
They are very clever. And as far as the countries where our fans are, now this is only from Facebook. This is not probably actual science because it only represents the people who follow us on Facebook. But United States of America, we've got 8,092 people who like us on Facebook. The next one up is India, which is 2,666. Now, this is the one I find interesting. 2,666. That's the mark. That's the mark of the devil. But no. People in India are nice. All right. So what bothers me, though, is we only have 27 people in Germany. What's going on there? Your countrymen do not like our show.
Different language.
Maybe we should get him to speak German more often, and that would do it. It's him. Oh, you think it's him? No, it's quite possible. And then, so we've got more people in Tanzania watching us on Facebook than in Germany. More in Tanzania and the United Arab Emirates. There's more people in Nigeria watching us than in Australia. I mean, what's up with this? I don't understand. And then Bangladesh has more people watching us than Canada. Makes no sense. Canada, we send you so much love, and this is what we get back in return. We love our Canadian brothers and sisters to the north, but you've got to step up and like us on Facebook. That's it. That's all I got for this. I think it's all rubbish. Anyways, what do you say we get back to the movie?
Sounds good. Please.
Right, all right. Off we go. Back to the Alpha Incident, 1978. Don't get scared. It's not that scary of a movie.
What the hell happened? Is he alive? Give me that name again. What about the others? Give me their names and status. How did that shipment get damaged? We've checked with the lab. Contact is strictly through epidermal tissue. Doesn't transmit through inorganic matter. At least that solves part of our problem. Did you find out who's touched who? Let's have it. What about you?
I don't know. No, I said I don't know. It's possible, but I'm not sure.
We'll have to assume you had contact. Now look, we're working on a direct line through. No one but you uses the phone. We can't take any chances. We don't know how long it'll be, but we can't release anyone to a hospital until we know the exact extent of damage from this stuff. We don't know what effect it will have on higher organisms. They're working on that.
All right.
Well?
We wait.
What was the reading on the hematology printout?
No perceptible change in white count. Platelets slightly elongated, but all indications are it occurred after death.
That's crazy.
Well, so's what happened to the rats.
What could have caused that kind of brain swelling?
Well, no blood rush to the brain, which further convinces me it has nothing to do with the circulatory system.
The inner pressure had to be extreme to cause that kind of skull fracture.
You realize how impossible that is?
I know, Jim. But what you've got to remember is that we're not dealing with something ordinary here. What bothers me is that we shipped that stuff out before we knew anything about it.
I'm going to stoke up a fire in the waiting room. Get the chill out of here. Is that all right with you?
Look, I've been afraid to ask this, but I'd feel a lot better if I knew. Now, I understand that we came into contact with something. But is anything supposed to happen? I don't feel any different. It's like I'm sitting here waiting for something to happen to me, only I don't know what it is. Starting to imagine all sorts of things. Getting peculiar pains. And I keep looking at my hands, waiting for them to turn blue or fall off or something. Only nothing's happening. Now, what did you mean when you called that stuff that Hank got into potentially dangerous?
There's not much I can tell you right now.
Listen, Sorensen. When somebody cuts off my civil rights the way you have, shoots me, keeps me locked up a prisoner here, I don't want to listen to that bullshit. I want to be told what's really going on. Now, I've heard enough of your freak phone calls, your gamma alpha crap to know that there's more to this than what you're telling us.
Yeah, I'd like to tell you more, but I just can't say anything except my orders are to keep us here.
Orders from who?
My superiors.
Oh, your superior. That's fancy. Also doesn't say one whole hell of a lot. How long are we supposed to stay here? A day? 5 days? A year? Look, the only time I stay in one spot this long is when I'm in bed with a chick or when I'm just sleeping.
Well, I can tell you this. The material in that boxcar out there is a microorganism that we've been experimenting with. There's still a lot of unanswered questions about it. They decided to ship it to a more secure location. We're just going to have to stay here until they determine that it's safe for us to leave.
What do you mean, Mr. Sorensen? I mean, what is this stuff? What
Well, that's the problem, Hank. Nobody really knows.
Who invented it?
Nobody invented it. It's a living organism.
You mean like a germ?
Sort of a virus, you can call it that.
Mr. Sorensen, just how sick are we gonna get?
I don't know, Hank.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir, I think you do. I think we're gonna get awful sick. And I'll tell you something else, I don't think there's no cure for it neither. Otherwise, they wouldn't quarantine us out here in the middle of nowhere. No, sir. No, sir, they'd put us in a hospital or something now, wouldn't they?
I don't know, Hank.
It's all my fault. Everybody's gonna die. I'm sorry I done it. And then for my meddling, none of this would happen. Mr. Sorensen? I just thought of something. I'm the only one we know has really got it. I mean, I'm the only one we know has really got the stuff inside his skin. Maybe these other people ain't got it from me yet. Yeah, I'm the only one they know has really got it. Maybe none of you got it from me. I'm the only one that we know has really got it. I'm the only...
Hey!
You won't quit, will you, Tiller?
What happened to Hank?
He'll be back.
How do you know? I wouldn't if I got that far.
Well, I shot him in the leg. He can't get far.
Huh? Who's gonna stop him?
The National Guard.
The what?
You heard me.
What is this? A crack-shot biochemist, now the National Guard. All this over some virus? Don't kid me. Why don't you level with us, Sorensen? You know more than what you're telling.
Don't overreact.
Who the hell are you, anyway?
Told you I work for the government.
Oh, that's great. The goddamn bastards are at it again. I take a job all the way out here in the backwoods to get away from all that crap. Now I'm surrounded by it again.
Well, believe it, Tiller. Why don't you cooperate for a change? We've got enough problems without you. Come on, let's go inside. I've got to make a call.
What about him? Alert Moose Point that a Hank Willis got away. He's not to get through under any circumstances, no matter what. Shoot to kill if necessary, but leave that body alone.
Yes, sir.
Now listen, don't let anyone else get away. The lab hasn't come up with anything yet. We'll call you. Did you get through?
Yes, sir. I sent in your order in your exact words.
Good. Now get Farrell at Bioresearch. I better clue him in. He may be able to come up with something fast.
This is John Woodcock from Wilmington, North Carolina. Just wanted to let you know I love your show. Could you please show the movie Let's Scare Jessica to Death from 1971? Also, Ben, has anyone ever told you you look like Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue? Thanks, guys.
This is Livingston, and you're watching Creature Features. Not now. Stay tuned.
I don't know what she's bloody up to. Welcome back to Creature Features. We are watching the Alpha Incident from 1978. Joining me is Mr. Andrew and Miss Tangela, who is busy scribing notes of some kind. Oh, I see. So this is her mime thing. What'd she say?
I am Andy. I suck.
All right, so we've got that message taken over. Anyways, this film. So, what do you think so far? No, no, I don't like it either. You know, I think it had potential, but there's just far too much speaking.
Yeah.
You know, it's like these notes she's passing to you. It's somebody who likes to write dialogue, and it just goes on and on and on and on. What'd you say now?
Tangela deserves a pony. You should get her one.
She wants another pony. No, she's already got a pony. She wants another pony.
Yeah, and guess who gets to clean up after it?
Yeah, no, he's quite good with manure. Where did you learn to scoop manure like that? Yeah, he's like a ninja. He can scoop an entire stall out with 2 strokes, right?
4.
You grew up on a farm, I take it. Right, you grew up on a farm. Anyways, you know, it's all fun and games with these two. And, you know, I had a guest that died, and you two are sitting here playing passing notes. It's really rather morbid. What'd you say now?
I am smelly.
That's it?
That's enough.
Smelly? All right. Well, what do you say we get back to this film?
Yes, please.
All right. Off we go. We're going to go back to the Alpha Incident. Don't go away. More fun stuff coming. You'll see.
Decisions. That's the trouble with this system. That stuff should have never left here.
Oh, but who knew it would be this bad?
That's just the point. Nothing should have been done till all the information was in.
Frank, I'm sure they didn't anticipate this. It sounded like a really freak happening.
Freak happening? With material like this, every possibility has to be anticipated. Everything. When I hear things like this, I'm amazed that anybody in the world is alive.
We're the only ones that have this stuff.
Comforting thought, Jim.
Now we have a bigger problem than we had before. Now we've got to come up with a counter-agent.
Counter-agent? We don't even know why it does what it did to those rats. Did you tell them what happened?
I told them that the effect on the rats was fatal, that a time factor was involved. I think I managed to be effectively evasive about exactly how long and why.
Did you tell them how?
No. I thought we'd wait to break that information when we know exactly what triggers it.
Yeah. No, we don't want any tanks. Are you nuts? For 5 people? Forget it.
Go. Mama. Mama. Mama!
So what happened when you left Sloan's?
We were all salute, but then who remembers? We walked outside in that cold air and it hit us in the face and wham! The next thing I remember was waking up in the back room over at Sally's place. That was the next afternoon.
Did Sally mind?
Sally mine? Who knows what Sally was doing all the time? Hey, Jen. What's this Tom Sheffield gonna think when you don't show up for your date?
I figure I changed my mind. What's he supposed to think?
Well, I know what I'd think.
Well, that's you, Jack. Not everyone has your kind of mind. I already told you I've only been out with him twice. He's a nice, shy type. Quiet but interesting.
Well, he can't be too shy if he asks you out for a weekend rendezvous after only 2 days.
What is your problem, Jack? Not everyone's the same as you.
Wise up, Jenny. When a guy asks a gal out for a whole weekend, he just got one thing on his mind.
I'd like to think some men are different.
You'll learn.
I believe I already have. And it's not what you think.
We'll see.
From now on, we have to stay awake.
Stay awake for what? But forget I asked that question. Nothing surprises me. That doesn't surprise me. We gotta stay cooped up here in these luxurious accommodations for God only knows how long. No phone calls, starve, piss in the wastebasket, now stay awake. Sure. Anything you want. Well, while we're at it, maybe we can straighten out the country's foreign policy. Solve the problem of big city crimes or anything else that they'd like us to do.
Jack, shut up.
We can't fall asleep. If we do, we die.
Die?
Die?
I don't get it.
I'm not sure I can explain it.
God damn it, man. I put up with your evasive bullshit so far, but this is where it ends. Now, you either tell us what's happening or I'm going to get on your stinking hotline, find out for myself.
The organism that we've come into contact with, it attacks the central nervous system. An unconscious state activates it. It's like I said before. We sleep, we die.
I don't understand. What's different about sleep?
Respiration is different.
body temperature's lower. There are a lot of things that are different.
Where'd they find this shit?
It's classified information.
You're a real dum-dum, you know that? This stuff's gonna get you, too. They got you into this, and you're still gonna keep their secrets.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to give up as easily as you. We're not dead yet, you know.
Might as well be. We can't stay awake forever.
The research lab's working 24 hours a day around the clock to come up with a counteragent.
You make it sound so easy.
We can do it. All we have to have is a plan.
It's hopeless. We'll never be able to stay awake long enough.
It's not hopeless, Jenny. They can come up with something in an hour.
Hot chance of that.
They're sending food and, well, we haven't eaten anything today. That'll keep us awake longer. And they're sending some amphetamines.
What?
It's a drug that activates the system. It'll help you stay awake longer.
Speed. You can always count on Uncle Sam. How long can a person stay awake?
That depends on the person. Other factors involved. Drugs, there's a psychological factor, a number of different things. We've got to help each other. We've got to watch each other, stay awake, play games. There are magazines in here we can read out loud. Coffee. Lots of coffee.
Ah, you sound like a tour director on a cruise.
Charlie said he liked to play cards. You got some cards, Charlie?
I've got some in my overnight case in the car.
Get them.
Cards? Is that what you and, what's his name we're gonna do over the weekend?
Like an animal.
No, wasn't any animal. Went around this country long enough to know that.
Jack, you're scaring me.
Come on, we've got too many other things to worry about. Want to play some cards, Charlie?
Sure, Mr. Sorensen. That wasn't a wild animal out there.
You're not tired now. Let's play. Charlie, it's your bet.
Oh, sorry. Quarter.
No, call. Bet.
Quarter. There isn't much coffee left.
What do you got? Oh, thank you.
I can't take this anymore.
Yeah, that's it for me, too. Thanks for the change.
Hello, this is Mr. Livingston. It would appear I have been tasked with requesting you to help our show financially by visiting our Patreon page. Your generosity will help us keep Creature Features on the air. With only a few dollars a month from you, your kindness will allow us to continue creating new entertainment for your viewing pleasure each and every week. And if you have the desire to give more, you might even receive a gift from Tangela. I think not. Please visit the website below to learn more. Thank you. Portions of this program are brought to you by Micromat, making products that keep your Macintosh running at its best.
Psychic witch? Or like psycho witch?
Supplies.
Now they're thinking about us.
They're thinking about a lot more than just us.
Thought the Surgeon General decided these could be hazardous to your health. I guess they figured that what they got us into is even more hazardous, huh?
Jack, please, I'm trying not to think about it.
All right, all right.
No cocoa?
What's that?
Amphetamines.
Where's the food?
You're looking at it.
Oh, no, not this stuff in these plastic tubes. You gotta be kidding. Don't they have things a little bit mixed up? I mean, we're not exactly part of the space program.
It works. Satisfies a nutritional requirement and doesn't fill the body with bulk.
What are these things for? Dirty dishes?
That's so you don't have to complain about the wastebasket.
Oh, will wonders never cease. Is this part of the space program, too?
It's a serious consideration. Once the organism gets into the body, we don't know what it does. We just can't take a chance on contaminating the water table with cesspool seepage.
Oh, please don't talk about it. It makes me feel like something's crawling around in my body.
Gotta be realistic, Jenny. I mean, we can't leave a problem bigger than we had once we leave this place. It's another thing. Don't even spit outside. Use those plastic bags.
Well, speaking of plastic bags will never look the same again.
Yes? Yes, everyone's still here.
I've just checked in with the lab. Still nothing. Just hang on. Do the best you can. They're working in shifts around the clock.
Where are you going?
Out dancing. I'm going to change my clothes.
What?
I'm going to change my clothes. Do you mind?
Make it fast. I don't want to have to check on you.
She'll love that.
I think it's time we took some amphetamines. Take it with coffee. It'll take effect quicker.
Hey, Charlie, you've been holding out on us.
Oh, I forgot that was there. I don't even know if it works.
Hey, I don't believe it. There's a world out there. There was something on the news about all that.
Don't count on it.
Ah, hell, with the National Guard out there and all your phone calls, we're probably famous by now. Not bad, baby. Not bad at all. Tom would have liked that.
Here, take this. You ain't gonna hear anything.
Well, I shouldn't be surprised about that. I've been through this before.
When?
I told you, baby. I haven't spent all my life back here in these backwoods.
I realize that. But when could you have been through anything like this before?
I don't mean anything like this exactly. Christ, who could imagine this? I'm talking about news blackouts. Yeah, I was in the Navy, down in Guantanamo in '62. But you might be a little young to remember that.
Probably.
Uncle Sam doesn't tell it all, honey. You can bet on that. There's a lot of stuff that went down in Cuba that nobody ever got to hear about. Hey, Charlie, you ever see any action? Which one, number 2? Yeah, I bet there was a lot went down in that one, too, that nobody heard about. Christ. Didn't even have decent coverage then. There's a lot of stuff went on that nobody knows about.
Warm up, sports fans. Here's that working man, John.
Christ, let's liven this party up a little bit. Too bad we don't have a couple more chicks around here. Hate to see you two guys just sitting around twiddling your thumbs.
You're taking a lot for granted.
You bet your sweet I am.
Don't count on it.
What's the matter, baby? You saving yourself for Tom Sheffield? That's a joke.
You don't even know him. I've got more sense than to go out with anyone from around here.
I don't need to know him.
You don't know me either.
No, but I'd like to.
I'm not one of your usual broads.
I never said you were. As a matter of fact, Jen, that's what I like about you. You got more class.
Thank you.
You know, what I need right now is a drink. Every good party needs some booze. Hey, I bet Hank had some stashed out in that caboose of his.
That's not a good idea. Stick to the amphetamines.
I got an idea. Why don't you let Jack Tiller take care of himself? He's been doing it now for 38 years and got a real good handle on it. What'd I tell you? Anybody want some? Charlie? Good stuff. Ugh. Ah. Okay, let's get this party started. Look, it was Sorensen's idea. We keep busy, keep moving around. Don't look at me like I've gone crazy. I'm trying to stay alive. Come on, Jenny, let's dance.
You're probably right.
Relax, baby. You're stiff as a board.
I'm scared, Jack.
Don't, baby. Be okay.
This is Livingston, and you're watching Creature Features. Not now. Stay tuned. This portion of Creature Features is brought to you by CreatureFeatureStore.com, the official merchandiser of Creature Feature accessories.
National Guard is all over this film. Do you think we have a National Guard here in Bodega Bay?
California.
The California National Guard?
Indeed.
And they would come to Bodega Bay if there was some issue, right?
If there was an issue.
One would hope. Anyways, welcome back to the show. We are watching the Alpha Incident and the National Guard on the Alpha Incident. And I am missing Andrew. What happened to him?
Miss Hemmings took him to the A&E.
A&E, like the television station?
Accident and emergency.
Oh, that's right. That's what they call it over in UK. Now, you know what we call them here? Emergency rooms. You must go to the emergency room. Yeah, in the UK, they call them A&Es, which makes sense, unless you have a television station called A&E, and then it becomes confusing, right? Right. So how's she working out, Miss Hemmings?
She's doing all right.
We have a new housekeeper named Miss Hemmings, and no, she replaced the old one because she went missing, right?
She did go missing.
Yeah, so we're missing. We've got a couple of housekeepers around here, but we have like a main housekeeper, and Miss Hemmings replaced the old one, which sadly, they have not found a body yet, so I'm not going to blame her, and she's going to deny it anyway. So
one can only hope that nothing dramatic happens.
Yeah, you mustn't be mean to our housekeeper. They clean your room. I mean, who's going to clean your room? I'm not going to do it, and neither is he.
Some of the staff are blaming it on
You're going to have to clean your own room. You're going to have to vacuum the 3rd floor. Yes?
All of it.
If you do it. In any case, we hope Andrew gets better and he comes back soon.
He heals rather well.
I hope so, because, at least he chats with me. You two, I mean, Mrs. No Speak over here when the camera's on. What I need to do is have a hidden camera, and then I can have her speak, and she'd be a good guest. Right. And then this one, all he does is complain the entire time, most of the time. Right?
I do not complain.
You complain continuously.
I make suggestions.
Yeah. Well, I think you should suggest that we get back to the film.
I suggest that we get back to the film.
Brilliant idea. Off to the film we go. The Alpha Incident, 1978. We will see you on the other side of the credits. Don't go away just because the movie's over, because we're going to come back. Bye.
How's that EEG printout?
No change in the polarity of the cells.
Try the CH compound?
Yes. There was no change in the molecular structure either.
Must be something that'll cause a breakdown.
There is. The laser experiment.
Yeah, but it's a bit too destructive for our purposes, wouldn't you say? Besides, substance doesn't collect in a single mass like a tumor. It seems to favor the spinal column. Now, if we bombard that with a laser, forget it. I don't want to think about it. We got to find a substance that the human organism can tolerate. Something that has direct affinity and the ability to neutralize when the alpha rhythms fade out.
No, Jack. Come on, why don't you get up and dance? You just can't sit here all night and watch.
I'm not much of a dancer.
I'll teach you.
Maybe later. I think he's waiting for you now.
Okay. If that's the way you want it.
Baby, I really want you.
No.
You're afraid of what people might say?
I'm afraid of getting tired.
I promise. You won't get tired. Come on, let's get out of here.
Where can we go? You won't let us go anywhere.
Sorensen. Me and Jenny got. Take a little walk. Get some fresh air.
I don't think that's too wise. You two have had a little too much exercise already.
Stick it.
Where you going?
I need some fresh air.
Romantic.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody's ever made it in here before.
Well, you know that better than I would.
I've wanted you a long time.
Stop it, Jack.
You don't mean that.
Don't.
You know there ain't no Tom Sheffield.
You think we'll make it?
I think we will. The guys working on this project are the top men in the field. If anybody can solve the problem, they can.
I sure never expected anything like this would happen in my life.
None of us did. Are you feeling all right, Charlie?
Oh, sure, I'm fine. Oh, excuse me, I have to go to the John.
You all right?
Where's Charlie?
He's in the John.
Hurry up, Charlie. There's a line forming out here. Any calls while we were gone?
No.
Hey, hurry it up in there, man. If you're gonna be much longer in there, throw out one of those plastic bags, will you? Hey, if I wasn't so worried about our environment, I'd have taken care of it outside.
Here, drink this.
I wish they'd hurry and call. I don't know how much more of this I can take.
I'm sure they will soon.
Anything more hiding in here that we can fool around with?
Not that I know of.
Hey, Charlie, you've been holding out on us. Thought you said you didn't do anything for excitement. And this looks pretty exciting to me.
They're not mine. I don't know how long they've been there.
Not too long. This one's only 2 months old.
They must belong to Alvin.
Come on now, Charlie. You can tell me. Among friends. You mean to tell me you never even take a peek?
Oh, once in a while, maybe. But they don't belong to me.
Why don't you leave him alone, Jack? You make it sound like he's done something wrong. You probably have your walls plastered with them.
I don't need to, Donna. Besides, I never said anything wrong with it. It just surprised me, that's all. Hey, Charlie. You see this, babe? Now, come on, Charlie. I bet you got some stories that'd fry my ears.
Not too many.
How about your younger days?
I got a few from long ago.
Well, let's hear them. I need a little excitement. Oh, don't worry about her. She's busy.
There's nothing much, really.
I remember in '62 down in Gitmo Bay. Crazy things went on down there. We'd been on board ship about 3 months, as I remember. A bunch of guys on one ship cooped up that long. Get awful hungry for a lot of things.
This brief moment of tranquility has been brought to you by Nightscape. Relax and sleep better every single night with this and other videos from our free YouTube channel. Learn more by visiting nightscape.co today.
I keep on thinking about those 5 people.
Don't. Their job is to stay awake.
God, the shock to the system must be unbearable.
I wonder if it does the same thing in its own environment.
Don't worry about that. It's here, not there.
Look, if we can simulate the Martian environment based on the data brought back, maybe we can figure out what makes this baby tick. If so, maybe we can discover that it's static in its own environment. At least we'll know what it does.
Let's give it a try.
I hope those people can stay awake. I hate to think what they'll go through if they fall asleep.
What's wrong with him? He's dead.
The hell he is? Look at his head.
It's expanding.
What in God's name is happening to him?
Why didn't they tell me it was going to be this way?
Jesus! God, what's wrong with him? God, stop it! What the hell is that, Sorensen?
There never was. There never was a Tom Sheffield. There never was anyone. We weren't in this together. We were alone. I don't want to be alone anymore.
I know it's a tough decision, but it'll have to be made. We've got national security to worry about. I can't get hung up on 5 people. I don't like it either. If there were any hope, I'd agree with you. Just send out the order to notify next of kin. Use the story we talked about. I'll take care of the rest. Helicopter.
it say?
It's the antidote.
The timing's a bit off, ain't it? We made it!
I haven't been infected. I'm alive.
And so ends the Alpha incident. You know, I've seen this conclusion in another film before.
It did look quite familiar.
No, it's the same ending as Night of the Living Dead.
Ah.
No, the one survivor gets shot through the window. They completely pinched the ending of Night of the Living Dead.
Was this before or after?
This was a full 10 years at least after. They pinched it. Unbelievable. Anyways, interesting film, Alpha Incident. You know, I think next week we should show the Beta Incident.
Oh, I get
It's got to be a better film than this, right?
But there would be a B.
A bee, it would. It could be a film about bees, right?
Oh, there are lots of those.
Now, I like bees, you know, because they make honey. You knew that, right?
Yes.
No, they make all kinds of flavors of honey as well. Do you know if you put a bee box near a strawberry field, you will get strawberry flavored honey?
I don't think it quite works that way.
No, I was told by scientists at a bee facility that is how it works. No, that's how you get strawberry honey. It's a fact. Anyways, what do you got going on the rest of the week, Mr. Livingston?
Apart from training the staff, but particularly the new staff, running silly errands for you.
Well, some of the errands I give you are fun, are they not?
Errands are never fun.
No, well, you get to go shopping for things that I need that Amazon does not carry.
It's hard to believe.
Like that feathered chapeau I needed.
True.
That was not available on Amazon. So, anyways, we're just gonna. I think we're just gonna wait around mostly for next week, so we can do another episode. We're gonna look at what movies we're gonna show next week, right? Figure that out.
Yes.
Maybe try to get a guest for next week. Who knows, though? I think we got Mr. Lobo coming. Do we not?
I believe that is correct.
Mr. Lobo will be back in town. Mr. Lobo, if you don't know, is another horror host. Is that what we are, right? Horror host.
Horror host.
And he's apparently going to be visiting. So we might have him next week. We'll see. We don't know yet. We will soon confirm. And then that's it, right?
That's it.
That's it. All right, so thank you so much for watching the show. We know you could have been, instead, watching something else, another movie, one with maybe a hula hoop inside. That would be a good horror movie, right? Especially with her.
Indeed.
But instead, you stayed up late and watched the show with us, and we greatly appreciate it, and we love you for that, and we will see you next week. Different movie, different guest, don't know who, don't know when, but it will be fun. See you then. So, Mr. Livingston.
Yes.
You know, from what I recall, don't we have one of the Hitchcock events coming up here soon for the birds?
Yes, we do.
With Tippi Hedren when she comes?
She normally shows up and gives a talk.
Right. So perhaps you could contact her and arrange for her to make an appearance on our show.
Dream on.